Hey Tube. So looking through the internet, there's not a whole lot of videos regarding the TaoTao Raptor 200cc ATV, so thought I'd put just a little something together for those that are thinking about possibly getting one. Now I know everybody's situation is different as to what they would want an ATV for or who would be using it within their family. I got 3 kids ranging from 5 to 19 and wanted to get something that I wouldn't mind, getting kind of beat up without paying a fortune. So this is the TaoTao 200 Raptor. There's also another reason why I decided to get one of these now is for those of us that have a space issue. I mean, I've got an okay sized backyard, but I don't live on like a ranch property or anything, so I needed something that I'd be able to put away, so to speak. So the wheelbase, the front wheels are a bit wider than the rear wheels. I think it's about 42 inches on the front end. That's just enough to clear my back gate so I can ride it straight through and park it back here. So as you can tell, it's been ridden quite a bit. I've only had it about a week and I've got about 50 miles on it. I'm the only one in my family that has experience riding ATVs. So everybody's having a great time. I'll put some videos up of us riding out in the desert and whatnot, but it's a decent quad. I will say it doesn't have a ton of power. Obviously, I think it was 169cc. It's not quite a 200, but what do you do? And the fact that for the price, it's not that bad. It'll do what you want it to do. That being said, 2 adults could get on this. I'm not advising that's what you do. But I think the weight limit, everywhere I look, it's a bit different. So I get conflicting weight limits on this as far as how much you could carry, but obviously you're not supposed to ride 2 people on it, but we do. We just try to be careful and not go crazy. That being said as well, it's in its break-in period where you don't want to go over half a throttle while you ride, but we have fun. Now when you order one of these, you're gonna have obviously tons and tons of options out there. I chose this. The price is awesome. I could get 2 of these for the price of a Honda or Yamaha, but for something the kids are going to be riding and all that, without worrying about it being destroyed for like a higher end ATV, this serves all practical purposes, to be honest. So far everybody has ridden it. They've had an absolute blast. When you order one of these, if this is a decision you want to make, I would highly, if you're gonna have it shipped to your house, let me put it that way, I'd highly advise to get the lift gate service. That means that for this particular unit, when it was delivered, it came on a full-size semi into my neighborhood, and most of the sites are now charging a fee. Not only the lift gate service fee, but there's also a mandatory delivery service fee. I paid about $109, and what the representative had told me when they were confirming the shipping was that it's due to basically it goes straight to the trucking companies because people order these things and their property or the streets leading to their residence is too small for these full-size semis. So luckily, they were able to get in perfectly. You're not reimbursed for it, but they had no trouble getting to my house. So as far as the liftgate service fee goes, that means that when they deliver it, they're going to put it on a hydraulic ramp on the back of the semi. It comes in a crate. It's just a steel ribbed, like angle iron crate covered in cardboard, and they bring it down to the ground. The guy put it on a pallet jack and rolled it into my garage so I could assemble it. That was awesome. So as you open the crate, I apologize for not filming all of that, but I'll just give you a bit of insight. It's pretty much held together by a bunch of screws. Your rear tires are not attached. Your front tires are not attached. Your front bumper assembly here is not attached. And your rear bumper assembly is not attached. Again, we were riding last night, so forgive the dust all over this guy. So that made things so convenient having it put in my garage for me, because that's something I was kind of stressing about was, you know, what are the limitations of what these guys do when they bring it? I think the weight was about 520 pounds with the crate. So anyway, I unboxed it in the garage. It's held together by some bolts. Take off the bolts, and lots of straps that you're gonna have to cut, you know, to free parts up. And then you need to get the ATV itself off of the pallet that it comes on. Not the end of the world, but it takes two people to lift up one end to put it on floor jacks, and then lift up the other end to put it on floor jacks. That way you could put the tires on. One thing I did have a bit of issue with was seating these tires. I think all said and done, I could only get the front passenger to seat properly. So I had to go around this thing for the first few days, and every time I'd come out to go ride it, or one of the kids would, one of the tires would be flat. That just means, you know, we didn't run anything over. It's just they need to seat properly. I used a regular like 1 gallon compressor to do these. It is possible. I know there's lots of videos out there of people trying to seat tires, and they've got fancy equipment and all that, you know, all you do is lay it down to where the valve stem is facing up, so you have it laying down like a donut, laying on the ground. I just put pressure over the top, basically standing with one part of my foot here and then my heel down there, so it's flat against the ground in the garage, and then applied about 80 psi through the valve stem, through the compressor, and it would fill, it would catch. It may take a few times, but it will catch, and they'll start to fill for you. I would recommend filling it obviously past the recommended max, which I think was 24 psi, just to get it to seat, because I thought I had it repeatedly over and over and over. I got it, looks good. To come to find out, like I was saying, the tire's flat because, you know, it wasn't seated properly. So once I had filled them past the 24 psi, that was it. It worked. Obviously, I needed to let air out to compensate. You know, you don't want to drive with overinflated or underinflated tires. So check your tire pressure, please. So other channels have mentioned the oil that comes with. This is pretty much standard for all, you know, motorized fun vehicles here, that the oil comes with. It's like almost like a clear mineral oil that they put in, and that's strictly to keep parts inside, internal parts, from rusting. So you're going to want to drain that before you try to fire this thing up, and replace it. I use synthetic oil in this, and reason being, I know everybody's going to go back and forth. They have their own opinions on it, but, you know, for longevity wise, you know, being an aluminum Chinese motor, you know, I'd rather spend a little bit more money on the oil to keep it running, you know, longer than conventional. Let's see. It's supposed to come with a trickle charger, a little 120 volt plug-in charger. Well, mine didn't come with one. Nor does it come with assembly instructions. You'll notice I didn't put any of the colored little hubcap things that it comes with on. I think it looks fine without it. And I think, to be honest as well, you know, I live in Arizona, and it gets really hot here. We're already in June, and by the time I finished assembling this thing, I really didn't feel like bolting on what I think it's 12 screws on each tire to hold these little hubcap looking things, and they look fine without it. So all it is aesthetic luxury, if you even want to call it that. So anyway, drain the oil, fill it with synthetic, and then as far as the battery goes, looks like they upgraded their batteries from the videos I would watch from, you know, other users that have bought one of these. These ones actually have terminals on them. I thought that was absolutely awesome. So I'm able to, sorry for the moving around here, I'm gonna pop this up. Sorry about that. Yep, you connect right to the posts, positive and negative, and you're able to charge just like a regular car battery. Fun. It's a lot of fun. So if you're gonna use an actual like car charger, another suggestion I would give would be to buy a higher end, like an intelligent one, where it can set itself to different types of batteries to charge. Mine will automatically switch from like a 12 volt car battery to a 12 volt, you know, quad battery, without any issues. You will hear some popping and fizzing sound as you're charging your battery. Not a big deal. It's what it's supposed to do. But this does have Zerk fittings moving forward here a little. So you got some up front. I haven't looked in the back yet, but none stood out to me. But I think probably within the next couple days I'll go through and with my Zerk gun and grease all these Zerk fittings here, just to keep it moving properly. Like I said, you know, we ride this thing pretty hard. We've got about 50 miles, like I said, and it's fun. If you don't want to pay a ton for, you know, a higher end ATV and just want to have fun, something that your family could terrorize the neighborhood in, you know, by all means, these are fun. Very reliable. And that's the thing. After I had it assembled, changed the oil. It does take 91 octane or higher gasoline, and I also add a fuel additive to it. I think the bottle I bought is like an 8-ounce bottle, and you know it's like an ounce per 5 gallons of gas. So it's not going to break the bank, but you know, if the manufacturer's recommending it, you probably should just do it. But that's what I did. I got a cover for it, so I'll put the cover back on. I was anticipating riding it this morning. I may still do that, but it's getting hot. But anywho, hope you guys found some sort of help in this video. If you got questions, post please, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Take care.